What if I told you the man you're doubting right now might already be in love with you? He's just not saying it. Most men won't come out and declare their feelings right away, but they can't help leaving clues. Today, I'm going to show you the 7 hidden signs he's in love, but trying to hide it. Think about it. Love doesn't always show up in big declarations. It shows up in the slip-ups, the inconsistencies, the little things he does without realizing they mean more than his words. By the end of this, you'll never look at his actions the same way again. Before I reveal how to handle this when you notice it, make sure you subscribe because you don't want to miss the next video where I'll show you what to do once you've confirmed he's in love but holding back. Did you know that 87% of men who are deeply in love will never openly admit it? Today, I'm going to reveal something that could completely change the way you understand male behavior. In more than 20 years of studying the human mind, I've discovered there's something like a hidden code, an invisible language men use without realizing it when they are completely in love but trying to keep it secret. And the surprising part is that most of the time they don't even know they're doing it. Before I continue, let me ask you a question. Where are you watching this from right now? Spain, Mexico, Argentina? Write it in the comments. I love seeing how we're creating a global community of women who want to learn about love through the lens of psychology and neuroscience. And if you're seeing this for the very first time, make sure you subscribe to the channel because what I'm about to share might be the missing piece you've been searching for. The male brain is an incredible machine. When a man truly falls in love, his nervous system goes on full alert and he desperately tries to control it. Why does that happen? Because men are taught from a very young age that showing emotions or weakness is risky. But here's the truth. Real love can't be hidden forever. It reveals itself in small gestures, tiny behaviors, and neurological signals that can be read if you know how. Picture this. You're sitting at dinner with him or just having a normal conversation and you sense something different, though you can't quite name it. Your instincts tell you he feels more than he's saying, but his words don't match. Sound familiar? Then keep watching because the 7th signal is so clear that once you notice it, you'll wonder how you ever missed it. Here's the problem. Many women look for the wrong clues. They expect dramatic declarations of love, big romantic gestures, or promises forever. But what really happens inside the brain looks very different. When a man is secretly in love, his mind activates protective mechanisms that create very specific behavioral patterns. His body exposes what his mind tries to hide. Over the next few minutes, you'll go on a journey into the deeper psychology of men. You'll discover signs that almost all women overlook, but once you learn them, you won't be able to unsee them. And I promise, after this, you'll never again doubt whether he's truly in love with you. The signs are that clear. Whether you're 20, 30, 40, or even 50, these signals are the same. They're built into male biology, shaped by millions of years of evolution, and no man can control them completely. It's a mix of biology and psychology. The first sign is the obsessive side glance. A man who is secretly in love develops a strange pattern. He avoids looking directly into your eyes while talking, but the moment you look away, he can't stop staring. His brain wants to process your image, your expressions, your very presence, yet his mind warns him, don't be obvious. How do you catch this? Pretend you're busy with your phone or speaking with someone else. Then suddenly look at him. If he has strong feelings, you'll catch him staring and he'll quickly turn away. The quicker he looks away, the deeper his feelings usually are. That's pure biology. The amygdala, the brain's emotional center, becomes extremely active when he's around you. The second signal is reverse mirroring. This one is fascinating. A man in love but hiding it often acts the opposite of what he really feels. You laugh, he turns serious. You're sad, he looks indifferent. But his body shows the truth. Watch his hands when he says something cold. Do they fidget, move nervously, or slide into his pockets? That's his nervous system betraying him. The third sign is what I call the sharp memory. A man with hidden feelings remembers small things about you. He may forget his best friend's birthday, but he'll never forget how you mentioned months ago that you take your coffee with 1.5 teaspoons of sugar. Why is that? Because the hippocampus, the brain's memory hub, stores every detail about the person he loves. He won't say it directly, but he remembers. He'll bring these things up casually, as if by accident. For example, he might order his coffee just the way you like it and act like it was random. Or he'll mention a book you once brought up months ago, pretending it just came to his mind. This selective memory is one of the most powerful clues of real love because his brain is recording and processing details about you non-stop, even while he tries to act distant. Before moving on to the fourth sign, let me ask, have you noticed these behaviors in someone specific? If yes, write yes in the comments. And if you haven't subscribed yet, do it now and click the bell icon. Every week, I share insights into men's psychology that you won't find anywhere else. The fourth signal is what I call the quiet protector. This is one of the most subtle signs, and most women completely miss it. A man secretly in love develops an instinct to protect, often without realizing it. Not the obvious, let me do this for you, but much smaller actions. In a group, he positions himself so he can watch over you, ready to step in if needed. If someone interrupts you, he might casually say, "Let her finish." Walking on the street, he naturally takes the side closest to traffic. Approaching a heavy door, he gets there just before you. The key is that most of the time, he doesn't even notice he's doing it. His emotional brain automatically switches into protection mode. The more he hides his feelings, the stronger this instinct appears. I've seen men insist, "We're only friends," while unconsciously moving chairs, adjusting space, or making small changes just to keep her in view. Signal 5 is the paradox of availability. Pay close attention to this one because it explains a lot. A man secretly in love won't always be available. That would make it too obvious. But he's never fully absent either. Instead, he shows what I call strategic availability. If you text something casual, he may take hours to answer. But the moment you say you need help or you're feeling low, he replies almost instantly. His mind is always tuned in to your signals, constantly scanning for your needs or emotions. You'll notice it in person too. During small talk, he might look distracted, but as soon as you share something personal, he becomes completely focused. His pupils widen. His body leans toward you. Even his breathing shifts. These are all automatic reactions showing how invested he is. Over time, a clear pattern appears. The more open and vulnerable you are, the faster he responds. It's his hidden way of saying, without words, "I'm here for you." And now for the sixth signal, one of the most fascinating from the perspective of neuroscience: unconscious synchronization. When someone is deeply in love, their mirror neurons fire strongly. These create connection and empathy. A man who tries to hide his feelings fights against this, and that produces very noticeable behavior. He copies your movements, then suddenly corrects himself. You cross your arms, he does it too, but then quickly drops them. You lean forward, he mirrors you, and then abruptly leans back. This constant back and forth is like a dance between closeness and distance. For him, it's exhausting. Many people I've spoken to have shared that they felt completely drained after spending time near the woman they secretly loved, without understanding why. The truth is, it's the inner conflict between emotions and logic. This struggle even appears in speech rhythm. Without knowing it, he adjusts his tempo to match yours. If you speak fast, he speeds up. If you pause, he pauses. And then, almost as if an inner alarm goes off, he suddenly changes pace again. It's so clear you could practically time it on a watch. Usually, this natural synchronization lasts 20 to 30 seconds before his conscious mind interrupts it. Are you still following? If you've made it this far, you've probably already recognized a few of these behaviors in someone you know. And the seventh signal is the strongest of them all. But first, tell me, how many of these signs have you already noticed? 1, 3, maybe all of them. Share it in the comments. I love seeing how this connects with you. Signal 7 is what I call the name dilemma. This sign is both specific and universal, and I was surprised no one had explained it before. A man who is secretly in love develops a very unusual connection with your name. Pay attention because this is pure gold. cold. When he speaks directly to you, he almost never uses your name. It feels too personal, too revealing. Instead, he uses pronouns or avoids it completely. But when he talks about you with others, your name comes up again and again. Friends might even mention that he can't stop talking about you. This is when he gives himself away, because when you're not around, he loses control. It becomes even clearer when someone else says your name. Watch his reaction. His pupils widen, he holds his breath for a second, maybe even swallows. Your name is a trigger he can't hide. And listen carefully to how he pronounces it when he does say it. Softer, slower, sometimes with a little tremble. Each syllable carries emotions he cannot express directly. The important thing to remember is this: these signs should not be seen one by one. It's about the patterns. A man who is truly in love will show at least 5 of these 7 signals regularly, not just once, but repeatedly over time. The more he tries to hide it, the more visible it becomes to someone who knows how to read it. But the real question is, what should you do with this knowledge? Recognizing the signals is only the first step. The deeper key is understanding why he hides his emotions. In most cases, it's fear. Fear of rejection, fear of losing the bond he already has, fear of not being good enough, and this is where you play an important role. Your part is to create an environment where he feels safe enough to show his true emotions. Small acts, genuine laughter, simple moments where he feels, here, I can be myself. No arguments, no pressure, because those only make his defenses stronger. Instead, you create space where he can naturally open up. I've seen amazing transformations when women use this understanding wisely and patiently. One woman I know, 34 years old, spent months unsure if her co-worker had feelings for her. When she learned these signals, she suddenly understood his strange actions. Instead of confronting him, she gave him little moments of comfort and trust. Casual conversations, shared laughter, no heavy expectations. 3 months later, he finally admitted his love and confessed he had secretly felt that way for more than 2 years. That's the power of truly understanding male psychology. It's not about control or tricks, it's about awareness. It's about speaking the emotional language that he himself doesn't know how to put into words. And here's the beautiful part. When a man finally feels safe enough to be vulnerable with the woman he loves, the bond that forms is incredibly strong and lasting. But you may ask yourself, why should I do all this? Why can't he just be honest from the start? That's a very fair question. The answer is that love isn't always logical. Often the people who value us the most are also the ones most afraid of losing us, so they protect themselves by hiding. My advice: use this knowledge as clarity, not as an excuse to wait forever. If you see these signs, you know the feelings are real, but still set a clear time limit for yourself. Endless secret love can turn into a prison for both of you. And remember, your worth is not tied to whether he confesses or not. This understanding is for your clarity, but your true strength is knowing you deserve love that is expressed openly, not hidden in silence. Think of it this way: hidden love is like a flame burning underwater. It seems impossible, contradictory, and yet it exists, glowing against all logic. Now you have the tools to see that flame even in the deepest denial. Remember the 7 signals: the side glance, reverse mirroring, sharp memory, quiet protector, strategic availability, unconscious synchronization, and the name dilemma. Each one is a doorway into his heart, a small crack in the wall he's built. But beyond the signs, one truth remains. Real love always finds a way to show itself. Sometimes it needs patience, sometimes time, but emotional truth always rises to the surface. Your role is not to push it out, but to give it the chance to appear naturally. And if it never does, if he never shows his courage, then maybe it's not the love you truly deserve. The greatest lesson after all these years is simple. The love that really matters is the one that reveals itself, not the one that hides forever. Use this knowledge carefully. Let it guide your intuition, not feed illusions. Let it give you confidence, not endless waiting. You deserve a love that is open, visible, spoken, not one trapped in silence. If you see these signals, you already have your answer. What you choose to do next will not only decide the future of this connection, but also shape your own personal growth. Has this insight helped you? Have you seen these signs in your own life? Then share it in the comments. If this message has helped you, give it a like and pass it on to a friend who might need it. We all know someone living this exact story. Remember, knowledge is power, but wisdom is knowing when and how to use that power. Did you know that around 87% of men who are truly in love will never openly admit it? This fact alone explains why so many women feel confused when trying to understand male behavior. After years of research into the human mind and emotions, it became clear that men have what looks like a secret code, an invisible language they use without realizing it when they are deeply in love but want to keep it hidden. The most fascinating part is they often don't even notice they're doing it. Before we go deeper, let me ask you something simple. Where are you watching this from? Spain, Mexico, Argentina, or somewhere else? Share it in the comments below. It's always amazing to see how many women from all over the world want to better understand love through psychology and neuroscience. And if this is your first time here, make sure you subscribe, because what you're about to hear could be the missing piece you've been searching for. The male brain is one of the most fascinating machines in the human body. When a man falls in love, truly falls in love, his nervous system switches into high alert, and almost always, he tries to keep those feelings under control. Why does he do that? Because men are taught from a young age that showing emotions or weakness is dangerous. But here's the secret. Real love cannot be completely hidden. It shows itself through micro gestures, subtle behaviors, and neurological signals that can be understood if you know what to look for. Imagine this. You're at dinner with him or just having a normal chat and you sense something feels different, though you can't explain why. Your intuition tells you he has deeper feelings, but his words don't match. Does that sound familiar? If it does, stay with me, because the seventh signal is so clear and powerful that once you notice it, you'll wonder how you ever missed it. The mistake many women make is looking for the wrong signs. We expect big declarations, dramatic promises, or over-the-top romantic gestures. But what actually happens inside his brain looks very different. When a man is in love but hiding it, his mind sets up protective defenses that create very specific patterns. His body exposes what his words are trying to hide. Over the next few minutes, you'll discover the hidden psychology of men. You'll learn signs that most women completely miss. But once you know them, you'll never look at his behavior the same way again. And I promise after this, you won't need to wonder anymore whether he truly loves you or not. The signals are crystal clear. Whether you're in your 20s, 30s, 40s, or 50s, these signs are universal. They're wired into male biology, shaped by thousands of generations, and no man can fully control them. It's pure biology mixed with deep psychology. The first sign is the obsessive side glance. A man who is secretly in love develops a strange habit. He avoids looking into your eyes when you talk, but the moment you look away, he can't stop staring. His brain needs to process your image, your movements, your very presence. Yet his conscious mind warns him not to be obvious. How do you notice this? Pretend to be busy on your phone or talking to someone else, then suddenly look at him. If he has feelings, you'll catch him staring, and he'll quickly look away. The faster he looks away, the deeper his emotions usually are. That's pure biology. The amygdala, the brain's emotional center, is hyperactive when he's near you. The second signal is reverse mirroring. This one is really interesting. A man in love but hiding it often acts the opposite of how he really feels. If you laugh, he turns serious. If you're sad, he looks indifferent. But his body can't fully lie. Look at his hands while he speaks. Do they fidget, move nervously, or slip into his pockets? Those small details reveal the truth. The third signal is what I call the sharp memory. A man with hidden feelings remembers the smallest details about you. He might forget important dates in his own life, but he'll never forget the way you take your coffee or the book you mentioned months ago. Why is that? Because the hippocampus, the brain's memory center, records everything connected to the person he loves. He won't say it directly, but he remembers. And he shows it in subtle ways, ordering his drink like yours or bringing up details long after you mention them. Before moving on, let me ask you, do these signs sound familiar? If you've noticed them in someone, write yes in the comments. And if you haven't subscribed yet, do it now and turn on the bell. Every week, I share psychological insights about men you won't find anywhere else. Now, the fourth signal is what I call the quiet protector. This one is subtle and often overlooked. A man secretly in love develops a protective instinct. Not the obvious, let me carry that for you, but smaller, unconscious gestures. In a group, he positions himself so he can see you clearly. If someone interrupts you, he may casually say, "Let her finish." Walking down the street, he naturally takes the side closer to traffic. Approaching a heavy door, he arrives just a step ahead of you. Most of the time, he doesn't even realize he's doing it. His emotional brain automatically shifts into protection mode. The fifth signal is the paradox of availability. This one explains a lot of confusing behavior. A man in love but trying to hide it won't always be available. That would reveal too much. But he's never fully absent either. Instead, he chooses when to be present. If you send a casual text, he may take hours to reply. But if you say you need help or you're feeling low, his reply comes almost instantly. His mind is tuned into your signals, always scanning for what matters. In person, it's the same. During small talk, he may seem distracted, but when you share something personal, he becomes fully alert. His pupils widen, his body leans toward you, his breathing changes. These are unconscious reactions that reveal his true feelings. The sixth signal is unconscious synchronization. This one is fascinating. When someone is truly in love, their mirror neurons fire intensely, creating empathy and connection. A man who tries to hide his emotions struggles against this, which leads to very visible patterns. He copies your gestures, then suddenly changes them. You cross your arms, he does the same, then quickly uncrosses. You lean forward, he mirrors you, then pulls back. Even his speech rhythm syncs with yours. If you speed up, he does too. If you pause, he pauses. Then suddenly he changes pace, as if an inner alarm just went off. Usually this natural rhythm lasts only 20 to 30 seconds before his mind interferes. Now for the seventh signal, the clearest of all, the name dilemma. A man in love but hiding it develops a strange relationship with your name. When speaking directly to you, he rarely says your name. It feels too intimate. Instead, he uses pronouns or avoids it. But when he talks about you to others, your name comes up again and again. Friends might even tell you he's always mentioning you. And when someone else says your name in front of him, watch his reaction. His pupils widen, he pauses, maybe even swallows. And when he does say your name, he pronounces it softly, slowly, sometimes with a slight tremor. Every syllable carries feelings he cannot put into words. But remember, these signs don't work alone. It's about patterns. A man truly in love will show at least 5 of these 7 signals, not just once, but repeatedly over time. The more he hides it, the clearer it becomes. So what should you do with this knowledge? Recognizing is only the first step. The deeper key is to understand why he hides his feelings. Most of the time, it's fear. Fear of rejection, fear of losing the connection he already has, fear of not being enough. Your role is to create an environment where he feels safe to open up. Genuine laughter, small moments of warmth, and honest conversations can help him realize he doesn't need to protect himself with walls. I've seen women transform their relationships by using this wisely. Instead of pushing or pressuring, they created safe spaces. And slowly, the man revealed everything. Because when a man finally allows himself to be vulnerable with the woman he loves, the bond that forms is deeper than most people can imagine. But you might ask, why should you put in all this effort? Why can't he just be honest? The truth is, love isn't always logical. Often the ones who value us most are the very ones most afraid of losing us. They protect themselves by hiding. That's why this knowledge is so powerful. It gives you clarity, but clarity doesn't mean waiting forever. If you recognize these signs, you know the feelings are real. Still, give yourself a time limit. Endless unspoken love can become a trap for both of you. Think of hidden love like a flame burning underwater. It seems impossible, contradictory, and yet it still exists. Now you have the tools to recognize this flame, even in the deepest waters of denial. Remember the 7 signals: the side glance, reverse mirroring, sharp memory, quiet protector, strategic availability, unconscious synchronization, and the name dilemma. Each one is a window into his heart, a crack in the armor he built. Beyond all the signals, one truth stands firm: real love always reveals itself. Sometimes it takes time, sometimes patience, but emotional truth always rises. Your role isn't to force it, but to allow it to surface naturally. And if it never does, then perhaps it isn't the love you truly deserve. The most important lesson is this: the love that matters most is the one that shows itself clearly, not the one that stays hidden. Use this knowledge as guidance, not as illusion. Let it strengthen your intuition, not create endless waiting. You deserve love that is open, spoken, and real, not one that lives only in silence. If you see these signals, you already have your answer. What you do with it will shape both the future of the connection and your own growth. Has this helped you recognize signs in your own life? Share it in the comments. And if this has brought you value, give it a like and pass it to a friend who needs it. We all know someone living in this exact situation. Knowing when and how to use this knowledge is true wisdom. In the next video, you'll learn what to do once you're sure he's in love, because recognizing it is just the start. What comes after is where the real magic begins. Until then, trust your intuition. It almost never fails. And never forget, you deserve a love that is honest, clear, and real. Your heart deserves nothing less.